No taxation without representation. It is a cry that has been heard in Virginia since the days of Thomas Jefferson and Patrick Henry. But that phrase is resurfacing again in Chesterfield County, this time not over taxes, but over tolls.
8:39, it's Dana and Jeffrey in the morning.
So much life in the city.
$70 a month for tolls, I feel like it's highway robbery.
Morgan Jones is just one of hundreds of Central Virginians who pass through not one, but two tolls each day on their way to work and on their way back home.
Something that we're trying to deal with and hoping that something will change.
From the Powhite Parkway to the downtown expressway, a daily commute has been a yearly expense.
But in the course of a year, we probably spend $1,400 to $1,600.
And after years of quarter tossing, Chesterfield residents like Dr. Anthony Giordano are asking for a different kind of change.
So yeah, I would think that 3, 3, and 3 on the board from Chesterfield, Richmond, and Henrico is appropriate.
Giordano is talking about the Richmond Metropolitan Authority. The RMA is the board that runs parking decks, baseball stadiums, train stations, and nearly every toll booth in the metro area. Facilities that collect some $35 million a year. The RMA was set up in 1966 by the Commonwealth to build expressways in and around Richmond. Comprised of 11 appointed board members, 6 from Richmond, 2 from Chesterfield, 2 from Henrico, and 1 from the state, Richmond was given more board members because it initially fronted the cash to build the toll roads. But Richmond was recently paid back the money it loaned the RMA in the 60s. The board's representation, however, remains unchanged. Do you feel as if it's an issue of no taxation without representation?
Absolutely. That's part of it.
Republican Delegate Manoli Lupasi represents Richmond and Chesterfield in the General Assembly. But even he says the board's numbers need to change because no one uses the tolls as much as Chesterfield residents do.
If you're a Chesterfield County resident and you see that there's an imbalance and there's 6 Richmond City people on there, you're thinking, every time they raise my tolls, well, here we go, the city's raising my tolls again.
Lupasi says it's easy to see how much Chesterfield residents are affected by just looking at a map. According to RMA data obtained by CBS 6, 64% of all toll users live in Chesterfield, 3 times more than in Richmond.
I think the city needs to understand it. What good does it do to be the captain of a sinking ship?
It'll push it off a weekend.
CBS 6 went to one of the RMA's monthly meetings at the Bull and Bear Club on the 21st floor of one of Richmond's skyscrapers.
Because those are...
Carlos Brown is the chairman of the board. He declined an interview for this story. But board member Darius Johnson, who represents the city, did speak. Johnson feels the board wants to be equal.
My gut feeling is yes. The spirit is that we want to find a path to equalization.
So the obvious question is, why not change it? Lupasi says any change would have to be approved by the General Assembly, where for the last 3 years, Lupasi says his bill has failed. But it came close this year. Lupasi's bill passed the House, but then Senator Henry Marsh had the legislation killed in committee. Marsh, like Lupasi, also represents parts of Richmond and Chesterfield. At a recent lunch at Willow Oaks Country Club, we asked him why he voted against the deal. He told us Lupasi or county leaders never showed the bill to him.
I didn't see the bill until the morning of the committee meeting. Apparently they've been working on it for months, and for some reason they didn't show it to me.
For Marsh, any change with the RMA is an extremely personal one.
The RMA was my entree into politics. I started off fighting the RMA.
When the toll roads were first built in Richmond, they cut right through the heart of several neighborhoods. An estimated 900 families and businesses were forced to move. Friendships and families severed.
The downtown expressway came through and uprooted 4,000 or 5,000 people from their homes. And so a lot of them moved in the West End. Then the RMA came along and rooted them up again. And the same people.
Because the RMA seemed callous, Marsh says he was inspired to first run for Richmond City Council, then the General Assembly, to ensure Richmonders would not be divided again.
They have time now to get the act together, and when the bill comes back, we can pass it.
Changing numbers on the RMA won't change the numbers Chesterfield drivers spend yearly, but it will change who hears their voice. Would you like to see equal representation?
Yes, definitely.
If that bill passes next year to equalize the RMA board, it may be a year too late. Delegate Lupasi says Central Virginians missed out on hundreds of millions of dollars through a regional transportation package this past session because the RMA was not equal and not organized, money that could have been spent on new roads. We will continue to investigate. For CBS 6 News, I'm Joe St. George.